Half a year. He's only been here half a year and he's already picked up Player of the Year. What a signing Ronald Hernandez has been. Oh, for f***'s sake. Welcome back to the Havre AC, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into things today, I just want to quickly remind you, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so any help towards that would be greatly appreciated. And of course, if you're enjoying the series so far, don't forget to drop a like on the video as well. Let's not waste any more time then. Let's jump into this second half of our first season in charge and see if we can continue the good form from where we left off in the first episode. So first up, we had the French Cup 10th round tie against Ligue side Bordeaux, and things got off to the worst possible start with Remy Udin heading them in front within the first 10 minutes. However, it didn't take us long to get back level, with Jamal Thierry playing in Nabil Alioui to fire in an equaliser to make it 1-1. The game went to penalties, and despite Alexandre Bonnet skying his one over the bar, it did look like Fofana was going to go massive for us once again. However, youngster Amir Richardson saw his penalty saved, and unfortunately, Ivan Lopez converted for Bordeaux to send them through to the next round and send us and Fofana packing. Following the cup disappointment, our focus turned back towards the league, and Nabil Alioui and defender Furlan Mayembo both scored a brace each in a rather comprehensive 4-0 win over Sochaux. The January window kicked off with us missing out on midfielder Xavi Simons, who agreed to go to West Ham. In even worse news, defender Isaac Toure twisted his ankle in training, ruling him out for 4 to 7 weeks, which actually meant we would be without both of our first choice centre-backs for our game against Paris FC. But thankfully for this one, they wouldn't be that much of a miss, as Jamal Thierry latched onto a mistake from the Paris FC defender to give us a 1-0 lead. Captain Victor Lecal doubled our lead just before half-time before young attacking midfielder Abdullah Bar scored his first goal of the season with his thunderbolt to make it 3-0. Before midfielder Hamid Abdelli wrapped things up with this lovely finish to give us yet another 4-0 win. Despite the result though, Jamal Thierry pulled his calf muscle, which ruled him out for 2 to 5 weeks, and just a few days later, Nabil Alioui was ruled out for 4 to 6 weeks with a sports hernia. I mean, seriously, what's going on with injuries at the moment? Following the departure of Ronald Hernandez at the start of the month, and the fact I wasn't overly happy with PSG loanee Tiano Balde, I decided to strengthen at right back and turn my attentions to West Ham youngster Harrison Ashby, who we were able to bring to the club for just £300,000. He's a really well-rounded right back with loads of potential. I just wish I knew about his concussion before I signed him. With Thierry and Alioui both out injured, I turned to the second team and called up Antoine Juju for our next game against Rodez. However, he wasn't much help to us and was unable to prevent us from slipping to a 1-0 defeat thanks to this goal from Enzo Zidane. I don't want to say we're FMs, but yeah, you know. And to cap off a wonderful week, Abdullah Bar also picked up a sports hernia, which ruled him out for 4 to 6 weeks. What are these boys doing in the gym, for crying out loud? As we were going through a mini injury crisis, I decided it was time to turn to the transfer market and bring in another striker, and that man was Jean-Kevin Augustin, who you may remember from his time at Leipzig and Leeds. He was brought in from FC Nantes for just £90,000. What a bargain. Our next game against Niort got off to a spectacular start when left-back Ismail Bora decided to get himself sent off in the first 20 minutes. Thanks for that one, mate. But thankfully we were able to hold on with 10 men and even grab a winner in the 90th minute thanks to loanee Nicolas Contin getting his 4th goal of the season. Our next game against SC Bastia would not prove as fruitful though, as just after half-time Harrison Manzala gave them the 1-0 lead, and even though we were able to pull it level and Yahia Fofana made this wonderful save, Bastia did well to keep the ball in play to set up this absolute thunder bastard from Anthony Robic to give them a 2-1 win. This set up a rather juicy tie against third place Toulouse, who currently sit just 6 points behind us in the league table. And wouldn't you know it, they reduced that deficit to 3 points as we put in a dismal performance and conceded this Reece Healy goal to condemn us to a 1-0 defeat. We were nowhere near good enough and deserved to lose. No pun intended. Our fortunes were about to change though, as Jean-Kevin Augustin opened his account for the club in spectacular style whilst Jamal Thierry scored a hat-trick in this 4-1 win against Nancy. Augustin then made it 3 goals in 2 games, scoring a brace in this 2-0 win away at QRM before we comfortably dispatched of Nims by 2 goals to 0, which meant that with 10 games to go we were sitting relatively comfortable at the top of the table by just 3 points. Dijon were up next, and Jean-Kevin Augustin continued his magnificent goal scoring form by bagging a hat-trick in a very comfortable 4-1 win. This man is looking like more and more of a bargain with every game that he's playing at the moment. Youth intake day was up next, and you know what, I'm rather happy with who's coming through the door. 16-year-old Ayayi Yafo is a promising midfielder with some decent mentals. At just 15 years old, Anti Pereira looks like a rather technical winger. 15-year-old Moroccan Karim Mohamed looks to be a hard-working pressing forward. And the jewel in the crown is 15-year-old Ricardo Tejero, who I think could go on to be a rather special player for us in the future. Speaking of youngsters, one of our academy graduates, Abdullah Bar, scored this absolute screamer to get us up and running in a 6-0 win against SM Con, with Jean-Kevin Augustin scoring another 2. Young midfielder Amir Richardson was absent from training. He's been throwing a strop for a while now because he wants to go out on loan, and I'm probably going to end up having to get rid of him, which is a shame because I think he's got some potential there. A rather disappointing 0-0 draw away at was followed up with another Jean-Kevin Augustin masterclass as he put 2 past Dunkirk in a rather impressive 4-1 win. The good form sadly did not continue as we were battered 4-1 away at Havre in one of those games where every single shot they had just seemed to go into the back of the net. Very, very frustrating. That defeat left us joint on points with Toulouse in second on 68 points with just 5 games to play. We travelled to Amiens next, who had dropped down the league table following their good start to the season, and we had to wait until the 82nd minute for Jamal Thierry to give us a 1-0 win with a lovely composed finish into the bottom corner. Disaster struck though when our young star centre-back Isaac Toure damaged his kneecap and was ruled out for the rest of the season. He's going to be a massive loss. With promotion firmly in our sights, I decided to hold a team meeting, and thankfully only a few of the players ended up hating me for it. The task against Grenoble was very simple: win the game and we will be promoted to Ligue 1, and we got off to the perfect start with that man Jean-Kevin Augustin giving us the lead. However, just like we did in the away fixture, we decided to give Grenoble a penalty, which they comfortably dispatched into the top corner. However, step forward, one of our longest serving players, vice-captain Jean-Pascal Fontaine, scored this absolute beauty to restore our lead. The game was capped off with this brilliant free kick from Alexandre Bonnet to secure us all 3 points and, more importantly, promotion to Ligue 1. The players were delighted, the fans were over the moon, and the board was so happy they decided to give me a transfer budget for next season of £3.15 million, which is going to come in very handy. Thank you very much. Also worth noting that we achieved promotion 1 year ahead of schedule according to our club vision. And I'll be honest, I don't know if any of this would have been possible without the January signing of Jean-Kevin Augustin. The man scored 11 goals in his first 13 appearances for the club, and for just £90,000, he has to be up there as one of the signings of the season. Another player who's had a very impressive second half of the season is young midfielder Abdullah Bar. He gave us the lead against Ajaccio with this lovely finish before Furlan Mayembo doubled our lead within the first 7 minutes. However, the boys looked like they were feeling the effects from the promotion party as we allowed Ajaccio back into this game with this wonderful finish from Arquetti before giving away a rather silly penalty, which Ajaccio, of course, converted in the 90th minute to come away with a 2-2 draw. Toulouse secured their promotion to Ligue 1 as well, and with just 2 games to go, we're sitting just 1 point behind us in the league table. This, of course, meant the league title was still in our hands, and in our final home game of the season against Auxerre, their goalkeeper decided to do that and allow Jamal Thierry to give us the 1-0 lead. And in the second half, Jean-Pascal Fontaine scored yet another wonder strike into the top corner to give us all 3 points, setting up a rather interesting final day. With just a 1-point lead, we knew we had to win, or at least better, Toulouse's result to secure the title, whereas Toulouse will be hoping that we would slip up away at Guingamp as they travelled to AC Ajaccio. So here we are then, final game of the season. If we win the title. It really is as simple as that. Let's get into this game against Guingamp and see if we can wrap up the season with a league title. Now, obviously, regardless of what happens today, we do go up, but obviously winning the title, going up with a title, it just feels a bit better, doesn't it, than just finishing in second and not really having anything to show for it. As Augustin's through already, that's a good save. Good early chance, though. So basically, Toure's injured, and Harrison Ashby and Bore are also both suspended, so I'm not playing my 2 main fullbacks, and one of my main centre-backs is not here either. So I've only got one of my strongest backline available today, which is not ideal, as displayed there. Charles Abbey puts it in the back of the net. Guingamp lead 1-0. That's not good. Again, it's not a disaster if we do go up without the league title. I mean, hold that. Wahib just won it back. Don't do something stupid. Just shoot. Gives it to Abdelli, who might shoot. It's not, again, it's just not good enough. Again, we're looking for those runs off the ball. We found Mbemba in a bit of space here. We just need players to get into the penalty area, really, to try and help us out as Thierry gets it. I mean, they're defending well, Guingamp. They're restricting the space for us to work with. As Thierry gets it back into Bar, have a shot, my man. Oh, he's far over the bar. Keep your shots down, lads. I'm dropping the tempo and I'm looking for the overlaps more on the flanks because we need to do something. I feel like lowering the tempo might help us in front of goal a little bit more as the free kick comes in, and there is Aruna Sangante with, I believe, his first ever goal for the senior team. He's come from our youth academy. He's about 6'5", 6'6", I believe. Obviously, he's coming for Toure since he got that injury. It's a brilliant header into the bottom corner, and we've levelled the tie, and it is one of our youth academy players who has done it. Is that now the catalyst for a comeback for us to go on and win this league title? Bloody well hope so, I tell you. To corner, Fontaine. We've got big players to aim for as it's come in. It's headed clear. Comes back out to Lecao. We know he can hit them from there. Good ball from Fontaine. Wahib hits it off the crossbar. What a goal that would have been. Okay, I'm bringing Bonnet on, moving Lecao over to the Carrilero role. Barr's going to play as a Mazzala, and Bonnet's going to play just behind the 2 strikers. I'm also bringing Aliui on for Augustin, who has been annoyingly quiet today given his recent form. We're not giving this up, are we? We're coming forward again. Lecao. Look out wide. You've got plenty of space on the right there for Mbemba. Bonnet has it now. Thierry into Bar. Is there a pass on? He goes back to Fontaine. What the hell are we doing? Mayembo switches out to Mbemba into Lecao. We've just got to find the right pass here. As Thierry, he's played in. This is usually his bread and bar. It goes under the goalkeeper. I've hit the wall by mistake, but Thierry has scored the goal that may well secure the title for the Havre AC in our first season. Come on! Fontaine is on a yellow card and he's knackered. Stefan Sessignon Regista. Let's do this. We're also going to time waste as well. Not be as expressive. Play for set pieces. And we're going to lower the tempo even more just to try and see this out. And now Aliui into Bonnet, back out to Wahib, and there's options in the area for him to aim for. Just needs to pick a cross out. It's not the best cross. Thierry has done something there. I don't know what he's done, but I tell you what, he has scored. It is 3-1. It's his second of the game. I need to see the replay to see what sort of control Thierry tried here. So the cross comes in from Wahib. Just look at Thierry. That is sensational. World class from Jamal Thierry. It's almost like a back-heeled bit of control to bring it under his spell and then to just finish it off easily enough under the goalkeeper. 3-1 to Le Havre. There's been a couple of late goals in the Ajaccio Toulouse game, but it doesn't matter because Le Havre AC are champions. Where the hell's the trophy lift? That is annoying, I'll be honest. We've not seen the trophy lift. We'll have to continue on through to the inbox to get confirmation. Unless there's one more game. Now, if there's one more game after this and I haven't realised, that is awkward. We've won the league. Okay. Where was the trophy lift? Today you have it in black and white. Le Havre AC have won League, as we will be going up to League for next season. What am I doing? Ronald Hernandez, by the way, still the highest average rating. Left 6 months ago, so says quite a lot about the other players, to be honest. But no, it's been an incredible season. You can see they're crowned champions. First year in charge, and we have won the league. There are people there who have picked up yellow cards and going to be banned. I hope that doesn't carry into next season, otherwise that will be awkward. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was our first season in charge of Le Havre AC, and I think we can all agree it was a pretty special season. I'm going to go away now and try and figure out what the hell we can do to make sure this team stays in Ligue next season and all the future seasons beyond. But I just want to say again, thank you so much for watching this one. If you have enjoyed this episode, please remember to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And once again, if by the time you're watching this, the next episode is uploaded, I'll leave it on the end screen so you can click right through and see how we get on in our first season in Ligue 1. I've been Breezy. Thank you very much as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Au revoir.